Have you ever wondered how some people manage to learn so much in such a short time? Welcome to the fascinating world of speed learning, a technique that has revolutionized how we acquire knowledge. The concept of speed learning is not just about rapid assimilation of information. It's about comprehending and retaining that information in a more efficient and effective manner. In today's fast-paced world, speed learning has become an essential skill. It's not just about staying ahead of the curve, it's about expanding your horizons and fostering personal and professional growth. Imagine being able to master a new language or grasp complex scientific concepts in a matter of weeks rather than months or years. That's the power of speed learning. Now that we've whet your curiosity about speed learning, it's time to dive deep into how it works. Speed learning is not magic, it's science. So let's delve into the fascinating world of neuroscience to understand how this process works. Our brain is a complex organ with billions of neurons, and these neurons communicate with each other through synapses. When we learn something new, these synapses fire up, establishing new connections. Speed learning is all about optimizing this process. It's like a highway system. The more you travel on a particular route, the more familiar it becomes, and over time you can navigate it faster. Similarly, the more often you repeat a piece of information, the stronger those neural pathways become, allowing your brain to retrieve that information more quickly. Now let's talk about the two types of memory, short-term and long-term. Short-term memory, also known as working memory, is like a mental notepad. It holds information temporarily for processing. However, it has a limited capacity. Long-term memory, on the other hand, is like a vast library where information is stored indefinitely. Speed learning techniques aim to transfer information from short-term to long-term memory as efficiently as possible. One such technique is spaced repetition. This involves reviewing information at increasing intervals over time. Each review strengthens the neural pathways associated with that information, helping to cement it in your long-term memory. Another key player in the speed learning game is the forgetting curve. This is a psychological theory that suggests we forget information over time unless it is consciously reviewed. By understanding the forgetting curve, we can strategically review information just as we're about to forget it, reinforcing those neural connections and helping us remember more effectively. Finally, let's not forget the importance of sleep. Sleep is not just for rest, it's when your brain consolidates what you've learned during the day. It's like a night shift librarian, sorting and filing all the day's information into the long-term memory library. So the science of speed learning is, in essence, the science of optimizing your brain's natural processes. It's about understanding how your brain works and using that knowledge to learn more effectively. Understanding the science of speed learning helps in harnessing its power more effectively. So let's put this knowledge to good use and unlock our full learning potential. Knowing the science is good, but how do you apply it? Well, let's dive into the various techniques of speed learning that can help you absorb information like a sponge. First up, we have active reading. This isn't just skimming through pages, it's about engaging with the text. Ask yourself questions as you read, make notes in the margins, and summarize what you've learned in your own words. This active engagement will help cement the information in your mind. Next, we have mnemonic devices. Remember when you learned the colors of the rainbow with the name Roy G. Biv? That's a mnemonic device. These tools help us remember complex information by breaking it down into memorable chunks. They can be acronyms, rhymes, or even visual images. So, the next time you're struggling to remember a complex concept, try turning it into a catchy song or a vivid picture. Now, let's talk about technology. We live in a digital age, and it would be amiss not to leverage technology in our learning process. There are numerous apps and online tools designed to help you learn faster. Flashcards, for instance, have gone digital, and spaced repetition software can help you review information at the optimal times for retention. But remember, speed learning isn't just about racing through information. It's about understanding and retaining that information. So, while these techniques can help you learn faster, it's also important to take the time to reflect on what you've learned and make connections between new information and what you already know. Lastly, don't forget the importance of a good night's sleep. It might not sound like a learning technique, but sleep is when our brains process and consolidate new information. So, if you're pulling all-nighters to cram for an exam, you might be doing more harm than good. In conclusion, speed learning is not a magic trick. It's a set of tools and techniques that, when used correctly, can help you learn more efficiently. These techniques are the tools that will fast-track your learning process. Remember, the goal isn't just to learn fast, but to learn well. Scene script. Here's why you should consider speed learning. Imagine a world where you can absorb information like a sponge, where the hours you spend studying are cut in half, yet the knowledge you gain doubles. That's the power of speed learning. One of the most obvious benefits of speed learning is time efficiency. In today's fast-paced world, time is a resource more precious than gold. Speed learning allows you to compress hours of traditional studying into a fraction of the time. It's like having a superpower that lets you slow down time, enabling you to learn more in less time. But speed learning isn't just about saving time, it's about increasing productivity. With speed learning, you can process and understand complex information quickly. This means you can move on to new topics, new skills, and new challenges more swiftly. You become an efficient learner, a productive thinker, and an effective problem solver. You're not just learning faster, you're learning smarter. And let's not forget the impact of speed learning on lifelong learning. In the digital age, the ability to learn quickly and effectively is more important than ever. With speed learning, you're not just cramming for exams or rushing through assignments. You're cultivating a skill that will serve you well throughout your life. Speed learning fosters a love for learning, a curiosity for knowledge, and a thirst for understanding. It empowers you to keep up with the rapid pace of change and to never stop growing. Speed learning also promotes mental agility. It trains your brain to adapt, to switch gears, and to think on its feet. It's like a workout for your brain, keeping it sharp, flexible, and resilient. In short, speed learning is a game changer. It's a tool that can open doors, break down barriers, and elevate your potential. It's a skill that can transform your academic journey, your career path, and your personal growth. Speed learning does more than just help you learn faster. It transforms your entire approach to learning. Speed learning is not confined to the classroom. It's a versatile tool that can be woven into the fabric of your daily routine, enhancing your ability to absorb information and acquire new skills. Let's say you've always wanted to learn the guitar, but you're daunted by the time and effort it may require. With speed learning, you can break this goal down into manageable chunks. Begin with just 5 minutes of focused practice each day, gradually increasing the time as you build your skills. Remember, the goal is not to rush through practice, but to maximize the value of each minute spent learning. The workplace is another arena ripe for speed learning. The world of work is constantly evolving, and staying ahead requires continuous learning. Instead of dedicating long hours to conventional training, try using speed learning techniques during your commute or lunch break. Listen to a podcast on a new software, skim through a blog post about the latest industry trends, or watch a short tutorial on a new tool. You'll be amazed at how these bite-sized learning moments can add up to significant knowledge gain over time. In the age of information overload, speed learning can also help you navigate the sea of content available online. When researching a topic, apply the principles of speed learning to sift through information quickly and effectively. Look for key points, summaries, and infographics that can provide a snapshot of the topic at hand. And don't forget about recreational learning. Whether it's mastering a new recipe, learning a new language, or understanding the rules of a new sport, speed learning can make the process more efficient and enjoyable. The beauty of speed learning is that it can be adapted to fit any learning goal, big or small. It's all about making the most of your time and maximizing your learning potential. So start thinking about how you can incorporate speed learning techniques into your everyday life. With speed learning, every moment can become a learning opportunity. Let's recap what we've learned about speed learning. We started our journey by introducing the concept of speed learning, a unique method that enhances the pace and efficiency of absorbing new information. We then dove into the fascinating science behind it, explaining how our brain's plasticity allows us to adapt and learn faster. We explored various techniques of speed learning, each designed to tap into our mind's potential and boost our cognitive capacities. Next, we highlighted the numerous benefits of speed learning, from saving precious time to improving memory and cognitive abilities. Finally, we provided practical advice on implementing speed learning into your everyday life, transforming how you approach new knowledge. Remember, speed learning is not about rushing through information, but about learning how to learn more effectively. So, are you ready to become a speed learner?